How about some New Year's hoops here at CSAB as the Pan American Maccabi Games roll on with some open men's basketball action. The U.S. taking on the host nation, Argentina. Welcome everyone courtside. Jonah Krell here with Ethan Ibe. And Ethan, this has been a good start for the U.S. 2-0 so far, and they've defeated their opponents handedly. But the Argentina team, they're a different beast.
Thanks, Jonah. Great to be with you. This is going to be the biggest test for the United States so far in this tournament. They're 2-0. They've taken down as well as Australia. They've got a couple of big guys in there. Look for some big nights from Zach Bromfeld as well as Michael Gardner. This Argentina team has size, but so does the U.S. This is going to be their biggest test.
Absolutely. And you look at that Argentina team, a lot more physicality involved. They got a big man in Glenn Federico. So this is going to be a big challenge. They really match up well with the other team.
Yeah, Jake Schechtman, their head coach, they've done a really great job so far being a very cohesive unit. They move the ball around the court extremely well, and they love to pound the inside. So look for that in this game.
We'll see if that can pay off against the Argentina team. Again, their biggest challenge so far, with action coming up shortly. We'll send it over to our Sean Irby with more on the U.S.
Hey guys, this open men's team for USA has a ton of high-level experience, with 7 players having played at some sort of college level in the past, including 2 who played college ball together. Sam Gordon, number 21, and Mike Gardner, number 24, both played at Johns Hopkins University back in 2016 and 2017 before Gordon graduated. This Argentina team will have a tough time defending a tough and savvy USA group. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sean. Yes, experience so important here in these international games, and the U.S. has a ton of it. You look at D3, a ton of D3 teams, and Michael Gardner, one of the names that stand out. He is our player to watch. Tonight's player to watch is brought to you by Freedom Mortgage. Freedom Mortgage, freedom to own your own dreams. Ethan, what can you tell me about Michael Gardner out of Johns Hopkins?
Yeah, he was actually he's top 10 in Johns Hopkins history in minutes, three-pointers, three-point field goal percentage. He has a lot of experience, scored over 1,000 points in his college career, and he's done really well at these Pan American Games so far. The last game against Australia, he led the team with 20 points, and he's one of the leaders of this group.
Absolutely, and he's had some clutch moments over there at Johns Hopkins, a decorated career for sure. He also plays lacrosse a little bit, and now a little bit older, 27 years old. He's still getting it done, playing in some outdoor leagues out there in New York City. And with the tip-off there, we're underway in this last game of the round robin. Again, the U.S. undefeated so far, playing a tough test, and the Argentinians, inside they go. Little jump hook, bounces in. Nicely done for Zach Bromfeld. Up ahead the other way, it's Buleka Emiliano directing traffic. This long and lengthy Argentinian team presenting some challenges. Here's a spin move. The shot off the mark from Brandon. Out of bounds, and it'll stay with Argentina.
All good stuff so far from the U.S. coming out with some good energy. You love to see that.
Inbound here to Emiliano. Now a deep three. That's off from Federico. He can extend the range a little bit. Now inside, driving. Ooh, sweet layup goes in for Theo Henry. Henry out of Ardmore, Pennsylvania. Went to Tufts University. Just graduated this year. One of the youngest players on this roster. Federico, spin move. Lost the ball, and it'll go to the U.S.
Yeah, Schechtman has spoken glowingly of Theo Henry, a point guard in every way, he said, a guy who commands the room, commands the court.
Here's another commander in Henry. Driving, stops, kick it. Kaufman. At the top here, Gardner inside Bromfeld, using that big body, and that is blocked, but he gets it back. That was Miller with the shot. Miller again, but a shot clock violation.
Good defense there by Argentina. Kogan Matias really getting in there, blocking that one from Miller on the first opportunity.
Again, they really clogged the lane. It's tough to put up the shots against a taller Argentinian team. Driving inside is Brandon. Kick it out. Matias lost the ball. Running is the U.S. Gardner Euro, wild shot off the rim. Argentinian with the fast break. Inside, and a beautiful layup put in by Sliden Brandon. Both teams looking to run early on. Henry. Inside Bromfeld, battling with Federico. Gets it over Henry, and it's stripped. Turnover. And now Brandon lobs it up. Federico takes his time and drops it in.
Now the points on transition for Argentina, that's going to be something to watch today. Already, this defense has proven to be solid.
Coach Sheckman told us before the game they really have to key in on Federico, and he's got the bucket there. That's off the mark on a 3 from Kaufman. Emiliano inside, and he lost it again. Perhaps turnovers are going to be a key to this game, Ethan.
They got to limit those if you're the United States.
But Argentina showing some sloppy mistakes as well. Gardner directing traffic. Miller inside, good take and a finish. Zach Miller, another college player out of Puget Sound. Inside, Federico uses the body and puts it in. Plus the foul.
And Federico is just so dangerous out there already. Just a guy in the paint that you don't want to match up with.
Really extended, lowered that shoulder on Bromfeld. And good poise to finish off after the contact. And Federico completes the end one play, and some full court pressure for the first time here by Argentina. Trying to make it a little difficult on the U.S., but they back it down. Gardner inside, Bromfeld, tough to handle, and Kaufman can't save it. Another turnover by the U.S.
That's now 3 here in the early part of this game.
Perhaps some early jitters. They get it inside. Federico back out a 3. No, doesn't hit rim right there from Stalowiec Felipe. Henry. Scissors inside. Fade away. Oh, around and out. Felipe to the big man, Federico. I'll slow it back up top with Sliden Brandon. Federico. Step back, fade. Money. Klinberg Federico has 6 of the 9 points so far by Argentina. Making his presence felt early on. Kaufman, dribble drive, kick out, and a 3-ball. Henry, he's got it.
Now, first triple of the afternoon for the United States.
That was Zach Miller, checked that. The 6'3" guard out of Sherman Oaks, California. Again, showing off that ball movement that Jacob Sheckman told us to look forward to. Real unselfish team here that just got together. They didn't really have a ton of time to play with each other, practice. And inside, the layup is good from Sliden Brandon.
A lot of these guys actually played together before they came to Argentina in different leagues in New York and California.
A couple guys playing in some Pro-Am leagues in New York, but never all together. Spin down the baseline, and Bromfeld off the glass and in.
Sheckman's talked about how this group has really come together over this last week in Argentina. That's what you got to do.
Absolutely. These short little tournaments shows what you're capable of if you can really unite and put it all together.
Really is a sprint.
Absolutely. As that's off the mark from Brandon. The crazy thing is, though, if you have one off game in these tournaments, you're out of the chance. I mean, you don't have a chance for gold. So you really have to be on the money And there's a good shot from Theo Henry right there.
I think the playoffs are going to be starting up tomorrow for this group.
So this is a little bit of a preview of what they could see, perhaps semis or gold medal match. Brandon will try again, short. Up ahead here, Henry. Gardner, scoreless so far, but he's got his first two. We're waiting to see Michael Gardner get going. The Johns Hopkins grad. Brenaire Thomas, back out, a three. Santiago, off the rim. Kaufman, he's got a lane, shut off, and back out. Bremfeld takes his time, steps into one, put all air. Henry tried to save it, but Argentina the other way. A wild acrobatic shot by Brandon, no, but a put back by Tomas.
So impressed by Argentina's ability to just get that ball back on the other side of the court in transition.
Henry spinning inside, Kaufman back out, a dribble drive behind the back. Henry again, and will they count the bucket? They will. Took some contact on the way into the paint.
That's a good play there by Theo Henry. Not afraid to get in there, get dirty. He is the youngest player on this team. He's only 22.
Yeah. Really a blend of ages on this U.S. team. The oldest really 31. That's Mikey Kaufman. But for Henry, he's holding his own. Played a junior Maccabi from 14 to 16. Won a bronze and gold medal. And he also played in Israel for Maccabi Hod HaSharon. So he's got some Jewish basketball experience. And he's been able to hold his own as the youngster. Can't hit the free throw though. Still U.S. up by 4. Inside here, Diego. Outside. Jumper no from Brenaire Thomas. Oh, Gardner slipped. Tried to get it inside to Bromfeld and tipped out of bounds by Tomas. It's been a little rocky play so far by the U.S., right, Ethan?
Yeah, a little bit there. I think they've been trying to make up for those early mistakes. You mentioned the turnovers were a problem in the first couple of minutes of this game, and they can't force the issue. They have to play within their bounds and not try to do too much, so to speak.
And how about Theo Henry? He's got 8 points so far, but let's take a look at the standings. Again, this is the last game of round-robin play for either side before we get onto the semifinals. Only 4 teams in this group play, and the U.S. right there on top with Argentina. These are the top 2 squads.
Yeah, this is very likely a preview of the gold medal match.
So, really, for Jacob Scheckman, what do you want to see out of your group here with that gold medal match in up ahead? And you have sort of a look, a scouting report already right here.
This is a huge opportunity for the U.S. to get the lay of the land in advance of the playoffs, and hopefully they can come back with a bit more. They know what to do.
Absolutely, it'll definitely prepare them for sure.
So the way that it would look now, whoever wins this game would play the 4 seed, which is the U.S. 35 and up team.
Right.
And then the 2 seed would play the 3 seed, which is Australia.
So real seeding on the line here. It's not just, a preview of what we could see in the gold medal game. These 2 teams want the top seed coming up in semifinal play. Again, that'll be tomorrow. Play back here with Gardner. Oh, and Gardner off his foot. Another sloppy mistake. That's the 4th turnover by the U.S. They still hold a 4-point lead as we wane down in the first. Around the horn and stripped, but got it back. Sebastien tried to put it up, couldn't hit, and it'll go the U.S.
Now, when you got Zach Bromfeld in your way, it's going to be a little bit challenging to get into the paint there.
Yeah, Bromfeld, 6'7" center out of Vassar College.
Tallest player on the team.
Gardner. Inside Bromfeld. Little two-man game, and Bromfeld hooks it in. He's got 6 points so far. A good start for Zach Bromfeld out of New York City. Around the horn for Argentina. Inside and stripped. Nicely done. Off the bench, it's Daniel Weiss with the steal. Gardner looking and backs it out. Pick and roll again. Inside, a beautiful find and a finish. Well done right there. And the U.S. are starting to get in a groove. They lead it 21-13 now.
Agreed. After that rough start to this game, the U.S. finally finding their footing. Driving inside, taking some shots from deep. They're mixing it up.
That was Sam Gordon with the bucket. Another Johns Hopkins grad. So you got a lot of experience right here. Johns Hopkins, you look at Michael Gardner and Sam Gordon playing together, so they got the chemistry, but how about the chemistry early on between the point guard and the big man?
Yeah, definitely. You have to have that. They have to facilitate the offense and just be ready to dish that ball out. We know how well this U.S. team can move the ball around the court, and it all starts there.
And Jacob Scheckman told us before this game that just to prepare for the Pan American Maccabi Games, he sent out the playbook to all of his guys who are spread out all around the country to get them prepared for this game. How about that?
Yeah, that's what you got to do in these kinds of situations where you only have a week to really get to know each other. Obviously, some of these guys have a history. Some of them live in similar places. Some in New York, some in California. They've been able to play a little bit ahead of time, but that's good on Scheckman to get them ready before they showed up here.
Every advantage counts, right, in these tournament games where, again, one mistake and you're out.
And Scheckman is a guy who's had a guy in Fran Dunphy at Temple who he was able to learn from. Scheckman spent about 4 years under him working as a graduate assistant and then as the video coordinator for the Temple Owls.
Yeah, got to really do some good scouting and help out with the players. A little bit of Maccabi experience, but he hasn't coached in a Maccabi game since 2013 in Israel.
Yeah, a couple of junior games as well under his belt.
So back in action, Argentina trying to get back under control. Here's Brandon, stuck with it. Kick out, three, Sebastian, no. Gardner, across, inside, Gordon, sloppy pass. Brandon with a head of steam, no. Here's the U.S. Gordon puts it up and in. How about it from Sam Gordon?
That's a great athletic play there by Gordon. No fear in his eyes as he drove into the paint. Draws the foul as well.
Embrace the physicality, Sam Gordon. One of the older members of this United States squad, 30 years old. As we got a substitution, Kaufman checks out. But for Gordon, 30 years old, a fifth-year senior at Johns Hopkins in 2016 and led the team in field goal percentage. That time, not even thinking about the efficiency. He just wants to put the ball in the bucket. Couldn't hit the free throw, though. A 10-point lead for the U.S. and a foul. And Zach Miller's not happy with that one.
Just a little bit too handsy on that one.
So Argentina, an inbounds with Ruben Gonzalo. Felipe, hounded, and a foul. A little bit too feisty that time from Iman Rabar.
Yeah, first time we've seen Rabar get into this game as well.
Rabar out of Los Angeles. Decorated career in high school with them. Under 15 seconds here. Brandon inside, a lefty layup is good. U.S. pushing. Gardner had it stripped. Gets it off, but short. Sloppy, frenetic play to end the first quarter, but the U.S. have an 8-point lead after 10 minutes.
After a slow start to this game, USA definitely found their footing there. Second half of this first quarter, Argentina played a couple of good defensive plays there, including that one at the end. They've been a presence. We knew that going in. They were going to be physical, but the United States has been able to hold their own so far.
Absolutely. Let's go inside the huddle here from Sean Irby. He's going to check out what Jacob Scheckman's telling his squad.
Just make him go left. Make him finish left.
So we started playing better at the end of the quarter. What was the difference?
Just patience. Paint touches.
Patience, paint touches. You said in the huddle, right? We got multiple paint touches. We took a couple quick looks early. We're going to be better off when we swing, and then go for the drive, okay? We're over-dribbling a little bit. We're over-dribbling a little bit on the catch, rip through and make your play. But we're over-dribbling a little bit, and it's letting their ball pressure impact us a little bit. With this 5, we can go man or zone. What do you guys want to do? Stay man, stay matchup. Okay, we got a switchable lineup out here, okay? Remember, when in doubt, come under the screen, but 2 just short. He'll pick up ahead of steam, so be mindful of 2.
Help side on 6. Help side on 6.
If he goes to 6 in,
Yeah, choose out. Choose out.
He's got 10 down.
okay.
2 weeks.
And you got 10.
Yeah, Dan's
Right? You got 10.
Yo, Dan, let Dan be the foreman. Hey, Dan's the inbounder. You're gonna be the one like dragging with me. You go corner. Yeah.
Hey, first play down. Let's go 5 out. Come Dan, Zach Miller, Theo, Sam, and Iman. Dan, come handle it at the top. Let's just go out right here. Zach, pretend like you're coming off and go back door. Look for that right there, and if it's not, you can go hand off with Theo. Okay? But look for that back door because they're denied.
Let's go. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Win.
That was Jacob Scheckman trying to get his team organized, set up an offensive system. And as we look at those keys, Ethan, how about the defensive pressure? That's something that they wanted to work on against this feisty Argentina team.
You mentioned Scheckman. He said they want to go man-to-man, got to keep the ball out of the paint, limit those touches, handle the Argentinian physicality, and just continue to evolve offensively. Like we said, they've been here for only a week, but they're showing signs of coming together.
And they wanted to stop Federico. That was one of the main keys, and Federico can't hit the bucket there. So perhaps that message is getting through to the U.S. that they had a strong end to the first quarter. Just getting going here in the second. Miller stumbled and back out. Swing it. Gordon, they have to put up a shot. In and out on the 3. And here's Argentina the rest of the way. That was Weiss with the try. Felipe trying to find a lane. It is clogged inside. Federico with a post, but a whistle and a foul. Looks like it was on Dylan Weiss. And an inbounds right here. Up top. Swing it. Santiago. Good find inside. And another foul by the U.S.
And fouls are starting to add up on the U.S. side.
Rios Diego now will go to the line. Argentina, so much physicality inside as Diego hits the first.
Efficient passing as well. They've been able to find those through balls, get guys open inside, good cuts.
Really emphasizing the post up, trying to work inside out, right?
Yep, the U.S. kind of running a similar scheme as well.
Second one good for Diego. Argentina back within 6. Henry swinging into the corner. Henry trying to probe. 6 on the shot clock. Rabar passed it out. Shot is off from Miller. And a foul by the U.S. It's going to go on Zach Miller as well.
And he wasn't too happy about that either.
Feisty defense from Argentina on that possession.
Yeah, definitely. We've been seeing that over the last couple of minutes. They're not afraid to get in there.
Zach Bromfeld checks in for Daniel Weiss. Inside Gonzalo, around a screen, kick it out. Diego thought about a three. Over to his teammate, Felipe No. Henry looking, stop the dribble, Rabar. Inside Bromfeld, had it stripped. And Federico right there, leading the break, the big man. Inside, and the layup goes for Gonzalo.
Just smooth right there from Argentina.
Now within 4, Rabar, open triple, no. Bromfeld gets handled by Federico. He got wrapped around.
Yeah, these two guys, just looking at them in front of me, pretty much the same height. They are the keys for both of these teams.
Henry gets it in now. Up top, Henry will try it. No, Bromfeld, the board, and he'll go to the line for 2. So we know about Argentina's toughness, the big man inside, but Zach Bromfeld is handling himself well down there.
Yep, keeping his composure. Now we'll have to see if he can handle these free throws. That's going to be something very important to watch. Got to make those.
He had 6 points in the first quarter, and there's the first free throw.
Was their leading scorer against Australia earlier this week.
Had 23 points. No good on the second. Inside, and it's tipped. Nicely done by Gordon. Henry running. Over to the other side, Miller. Rabar at the top. Open 3. No. But an offensive board and a fresh 14. Miller got it.
Great job there by the U.S. getting that offensive board, setting up the 3 ball. That's what you got to do.
Second 3-pointer for Zach Miller. Federico, kick it out into the corner. Santiago, no, couldn't answer. And the U.S. trying to go on a run here. Rabar, Henry. Oh, and a bad pass. Had it stripped. Running up ahead, Santiago can't finish. Oh, but a foul. And the U.S. are furious, and there's going to be a tech on Zach Bromfeld.
Bromfeld, I think, had a bit of an outburst there, and unfortunately he's going to pay the price. Don't know if that was a foul. It's Miller.
The referees did blow the whistle, and then from all the way on the other side, Zach Bromfeld was hollering at the refs. So a technical foul, and Federico to the line here. This is not a good look for the U.S., who cleaned up some of the sloppy mistakes in the first quarter, but now that's not one to come back to you.
Yeah, definitely. With Bromfeld, just got to make sure you have that composure. Obviously, the heat of the moment, things are going to get to you.
Yep.
Just got to keep pushing on.
So Federico hits the free throw on the technical foul, and now for the free throws from the shot, it's Borsutsky Santiago. One out of 2. And again, Argentina hanging in there, down by 6. The U.S., they've had their moments of looking really good, but at times they've let the Argentinians come back into this game. Kaufman probing, stops, pops. Nicely done from Mike Kaufman. He's on the board here. Kaufman out of New York City, head of strategy at the startup company Overtime. To the corner, a 3. Santiago, no.
He's got a pretty good TikTok following as well. Do you know that?
He does. He already made a TikTok here practicing in their last game as the foul inside. Gardner to the line, foul on Federico. But yeah, Mikey Kaufman, he's got a great background ahead of strategy at overtime, like we mentioned.
He works with Sam Gordon.
He works with Sam Gordon. So overtime hoops. Maccabi USA, a little merger. How about it? Look at the interesting form here from Michael Gardner, but can't hit the free throw.
You know who would just love to work with Mikey Kaufman? Our sideline guy, Sean.
Yeah, Sean Herbie. He's all about the content creation, that's for sure. There's Mikey Kaufman, a good shot. He did play at Leslie College, graduated in 2014, went to Israel to play a little bit overseas, and then back here with overtime, changed his career, and a big social media guy. Kaufman with the board. Now the push. Gardner slows it down. Back out. Oh, and a save. Nicely done by Theo Henry before it could go out of bounds. Bromfeld sizing up Federico, backing him down, lost the ball. Another turnover by the U.S. Argentina pushing. Federico, no hesitation, off the side of the backboard. Henry running, a crossover. Kaufman hangs, no good. Acrobatic, but couldn't finish. But a good putback right there. The hustle from Zach Miller. He's rewarded and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, you can see it right in there. Getting fouled.
The offensive rebounds, always crucial when you look at the stat category. And we'll get a break in the action here before Zach Miller can shoot the free throw. So we'll go to a quick break here on the Maccabi USA Broadcast Network. Back here from the break, and let's take a closer look at Jacob Scheckman.
Yeah, Scheckman, not in his first Maccabi games. He was an assistant coach, the juniors games in 2011 in Austria, 2013 as well. Graduate of the D3 Skidmore College, and of course the former video coordinator for the Temple Owls in Philadelphia.
Yeah, really had a lot of experience at that D1 level at Temple. Before that, he was at a high school, and he was a conference coach of the year at the Highland School in Virginia. As the first free throw is good for Miller.
Called Chicago home.
And now leading the way for Maccabi USA, Jacob Scheckman. 2 for 2 from Miller, and a 10-point lead for the U.S. Just under halfway through here in the second quarter, and a spin move, kick out. Federico at the top. Good ball movement by Argentina. Floater no from Matias. Kaufman, kick it, corner, Gardner. Kaufman, the handle, the drive, can't finish. Up ahead, Sebastian, and a bad pass. Ethan, it feels like Argentina is just hanging in there. They've had their moments, but haven't been able to take advantage.
Yeah, definitely. They've been able to get into the paint, get some good shots off, but the passing has to get better, in my opinion.
A little sloppy when they drive, and there's a foul. Speaking of it, some of the mistakes, a foul by Macho Sebastian. And so the U.S. now in the bonus with Theo Henry at the line. Here in Maccabi USA, they go by special rules, and the ruling is you're in the bonus when you're at 5 fouls. Usually in the NBA, it's 6. So you got to be very careful. Henry, it bounces in, and he goes 2 for 2. Sebastian. Swing it. Almost another bad pass. Federico with 5 on the shot clock. Tips it to his man, Sebastian. No. Feder with the defense and a shot clock violation. Great defense by the U.S. right there. Jake Feder in the red shirt for the first time in the game off the bench with some hounding pressure. Argentina struggling in the front court. Henry gets past Sebastian. Leans, try to feed it to Feder. Out of bounds, and will stay with the U.S. Henry to inbounds, leading the way with 10 points. Feder, open jumper, no. Feder off the bench. Tended Pepperdine, and a steal. Henry, feed it. Gardner, and a finish.
That was nice right there. Michael Gardner saucing that one up a little bit.
Give and go, and Gardner puts it in. The U.S. up by 14 now. Shot, and it doesn't go. An offensive foul by Slide and Brandon, extending with the elbow.
It's those mistakes that are going to come back to haunt you.
Turnovers, always such a glaring category when you look at the box score. And in these one-and-done kind of scenarios, you have to be very cautious. Obviously, Argentina 2-0. You still got the semifinals ahead, but this is not a good sign here. And another bad pass, this time by the U.S. Henry had the turnover, try to get it inside. And Argentina with a chance. Good take by Brandon, and he draws the foul. Back and forth, fast-paced style of basketball by both sides here.
Maybe a little bit too fast. We've seen a lot of those mistakes, some ball handling, miscues. Maybe trying to rush the passes a little bit more. Not saying, you know, I don't like the aggression, but maybe slow the game down a little bit more.
A little jittery play by both sides. A good rebound right there by Miller. And drew the foul as he went up for the rebound, got pushed. And so the U.S. already in the bonus. They're going to go to the line, trying to extend their lead.
Those fouls keep adding up. U.S. is going to take advantage of them, hopefully.
And Miller, a good free throw shooter, cans the first one. He attended Puget Sound and now works as a basketball coach and economics teacher at Milken Community Schools. Milken, one of the largest Jewish private schools in the country.
That's where he went as well.
Absolutely. So he's back home working for his former school. Long three doesn't go. Argentina getting cold. Miller, aggressive. Gardner, a jumper, banks it in.
Nice ball movement that time, and great presence of mind by Miller to make that pass.
Unselfish basketball showing up once again by the U.S. Starting to get into a rhythm. Brandon. That paint is clogged. Tomas, a try, no. And Argentina just can't take the lid off the bucket. Gardner, he wants more, and a kick out. Henry, once again commanding the offense. Deflected and out of bounds, trying to get it to Mikey Kaufman. And we'll get a timeout right here by the U.S. And with the break, let's go to Sean Irby. Oh, no. And we apologize for some of the technical difficulties for Sean Irby right there. We'll get back to him. We'll try to get back to him a little bit later. But once again, a 39-21 lead here by the U.S. A minute 13 remaining here. What's been working so well here as they've extended their lead, Ethan?
I think the U.S. has certainly found a groove, like you were saying before. They've been able to find those outside passes, kick it out, recycle, not trying to do too much, and just playing within themselves. And meanwhile, for Argentina, the miscues have started to add up. The turnovers that were prevalent for the U.S., Argentina now experiencing more of those, and the U.S. has been able to capitalize.
And it looks like Sean's ready to go.
Guys,
let's go back to Sean.
Every time Argentina has tried to go on and run themselves, USA has countered them. They've secured rebounds in transition. They secured rebounds and pushed the ball in transition, scoring easy buckets. Look for USA to keep up the tempo here late in the second as they run away with things.
Thank you, Sean. Absolutely, the U.S. running in transition and converting when they have the opportunity.
Yeah, Sean said it. Tempo, tempo, tempo. We're looking for that.
So now trying to have a good end to this first half. Minute 10 to go. Henry inside. Fetter, the jumper, bounces in. Nice touch from Jake Fetter. And the U.S. now up by 20. Tomas to the top. Weaving. Outside, the deep two is off the glass and in from Slide and Brandon. Desperately needed jumper right there by Argentina.
And last couple of minutes haven't been theirs.
Henry weaving. Outside Kaufman stops. Kick it. Miller wide open. No. Out of bounds, and it'll go to the Argentinians. Under 30 seconds here in the first half. Can Argentina get back under control? Open three, Felipe off the back rim. And they just cannot get any offensive boards either. The U.S. controlling the glass, controlling the tempo, and controlling the first half. Under 10 seconds. Henry wheeling. Miller can't finish. And that's the end of the first half. The U.S. a little sloppy to start, but they cleaned it up nicely.
Absolutely, Jonah. They really owned that second quarter, put a lot of distance between them and Argentina. Really cleaned up a lot of those early mistakes. The turnovers, not as prevalent anymore. Great ball handling, not trying to do too much, and finding a really great rhythm as well with Kaufman, with guys like Theo Henry as well.
And before we go to the halftime break, let's kick it to Sean Irby, who has more with assistant coach Daniel Tamir.
I'm here with assistant coach Daniel Tamir. Daniel, you guys did a good job of getting the ball into the paint and kicking out to shooters and knocking down shots. What did you like in the first half?
So I liked we started the game slow with a bit too many dribbles, and then we started raising up the pace a bit more. We started moving more into zone on defense to try and close the paint a bit more, and it helped us a lot.
Coming into this game, would you say that offensive rebounding and defensive rebounding would play a big part in your victory today?
I think that we understood that the Argentinian team is very tough and aggressive, and we have to match that aggressiveness, and we also have the ability to run them and to see how it works. And so far, our guys are doing a great job.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sean. That was one of the keys for Jacob Scheckman to limit the paint touches by Argentina. And their big man inside, Glinbear Federico, he has been shut off, Ethan.
Yeah, Federico was a force to be reckoned with. In the first 5 minutes of this game, it seemed like he was always with the ball for Argentina, but the U.S. has been able to lock him down.
Absolutely, and they're controlling the tempo, like Tamir said. So they'll go to the break with a 41-23 lead, and we'll be right back here on the Maccabi USA Broadcast Network. Back here for the second half of some open men's basketball action between the U.S. and Argentina. The U.S. have a 41-23 lead as we start the third quarter. Jonah Krell here with Ethan Ive. And Ethan, Argentina, they've been a little sloppy, and the U.S., with that tempo, it's worked wonders for them.
Indeed. Argentina, they've had the opportunities, they've had the looks, but they're missing a lot of those high percentage shots, and the United States has been able to really respond in transition. Some great speed court side to court side.
And Bromfeld, Zach Bromfeld, who just got that bucket and now going to the line for the N1 play, he's now got 9 points, and he's part of a collective effort by the U.S. Can't complete it, but Bromfeld has 9, Theo Henry with 10, Zach Miller with 10. So an all-around effort here by the United States. Inside, they can't finish with Kogan Matias, but a whistle and the foul will likely go on Zach Miller.
It's actually on Kaufman.
Thank you. Ethan Ibe, always by my side, and when I need you, you step in.
You're my guy, Jonah.
So Kaufman picks up the foul. Argentina, a strong first quarter, but things got away from them in the second. Both teams 2-0, seeding on the line as the semifinals are just up ahead. So the home country trying to get back organized here, and that is a clank off the iron, 0 for 2 at the line from Matias. Henry at the top. He had a strong first half with 10 points. Using that speed, stops at the line, short on the jumper. Let's see if Argentina can use that speed, and the layup is good from Slide and Brandon.
Nice job there, wrapping around.
Can they finally build some momentum? Gardner back to the top, Miller. Trying to look inside to Bromfeld. They got it to him. The big man working on Federico. Lost it. Gardner. Jumper bounces off, and it looks like it's going to be an offensive foul.
Yeah, just a bit too aggressive that time from Gardner. Gave the elbow to Bruno Thomas. Check that, Slide and Brandon.
So a turnover right there. Let's see if Argentina can capitalize, build some momentum. Brandon. Federico, he's been quiet, and he misses once again. Gardner running, attacking. Kaufman, 3. No. Here's Emiliano, inside. Federico, thought about it, swing it, corner. Santiago, he got it. Couple back buckets right here by Argentina. Trying to climb back into this one, down by 15. Henry short on the 3. Argentina trying to lead the break. Federico, he has clanged on all of his 3s, but he spins it around and somehow in. Oh, the layup is short from Matias. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, definitely a missed opportunity there for Argentina. You've got to make those ones, especially on the second effort after a great rebound.
Bromfeld inside. He's hounded by Federico, and he'll go to the line for 2. Glenbear Federico trying to do his best with Zach Bromfeld, but the big man, again, 6'7", only 24 years old. I think he's got the age advantage there on Federico,
yeah.
And he's putting his body into him.
Yes, he is. And Federico has done a decent job of, being a presence in the paint and trying to get that ball out, facilitate. But Argentina just hasn't been able to convert on enough of those to stay in this game.
Zach Bromfeld's having a good game. He's in double digits now, and he hits both free throws. He's at 11 points here. Graduated from Vassar College, a D3 school, back in 2021. And he's putting it on display here. Off the back rim from Brandon, but an offensive board. Argentina resets. Federico, he's got the size advantage here on Miller. Inside, good cut, but Brandon can't finish, and he's stunned. And then Kaufman he'll get fouled. Seems like frustration is mounting a little bit here.
Definitely, and it was a great pass by Federico, and Brandon was just charging through the lane. That's one that he knows he wants back.
So Argentina still struggling here to build momentum. Brumfeld battling, hook shot, yes. Brumfeld putting the moves on Glenbear Federico, who again, Jacob Scheckman told us at the beginning of the game, he said Federico was going to be a problem, but Brumfeld has handled it well inside. Now a pump inside, and Diego can't finish.
I mean, right there at the post. Got to make it happen.
You see an open opportunity, and you got to convert. Kaufman, a 3-ball. Yes! Mikey Kaufman, he's been shooting that thing all day, and finally he drops one in.
And he's got a couple this afternoon, had 5 against Australia earlier in the week to lead the team.
That's his first 3-pointer today, though. He's got 5 points now in the game. Brandon, he drops that one in. So Argentina back down by 20 points here. But the U.S. are in complete control. Miller inside Bromfeld. He's had a good start to this half, and a great pass inside. Miller finishes.
Unselfish basketball. We've seen it time and time again from this U.S. team.
Swinging the ball around. They got to have a ton of assists here so far. Again, everyone getting in on the action. Good spin move inside. Santiago couldn't finish. Gardner, the handle, the push. Kaufman, a dribble, a shot. He got it.
Talk about a groove, Jonah Krell. They're in it now.
Kaufman starting to feel himself from deep. Such an interesting story. Mikey Kaufman played overseas at Israel for a few years and came back to America to change careers and be a social media influencer at Overtime. In the corner, 3-ball short. But an interesting thing about Mikey Kaufman's story, as he was at Leslie College, that's a good finish inside, and Henry will go to the line, try to complete the and one play. But for Kaufman, as he continues to get going here, we see the replay. Good take inside by Henry. Mikey Kaufman wanted to continue his career after Leslie College, and he said, I'm going to work on my vert. He worked on his vert. He created his own company called Better Balance to help people get better at their vertical, and so he's helping other people with social media. He made his career longer because he worked on his jumping skills and extended it to Israel, and now look what he's doing with Overtime. Great story.
How about that? Now here he is in Buenos Aires.
Exactly.
Leading this Pan American team.
All sorts of great stories and journeys here by this U.S. team. And now they're, again, meshing really well. Showed up early on, the jitters a little bit early on, but Kaufman, as you see right there in the huddle, starting to get going with the 3-pointer. Everyone really, though, getting in on the action, Ethan.
Yeah, at first there were a couple of unusual issues for this U.S. team that haven't really bugged them in the first couple of games. The turnovers, just some other miscues, missed passes, things like that. That started to add up early on, but right at the start of that second quarter, they really started to clean things up, and now they're just running away with this thing, I think.
And the U.S., you look at internationally, you look at broadly, they are one of the basketball powerhouses. Argentina is another one. You look at some of the big names as you look back, you know, Manu Ginobili, Luis Scola, just to name a couple. Not Tony Parker, he's from France. I'm getting my countries mixed up. But Argentina, if you look at the Olympics way back ago, they shocked the U.S. and they took gold, led by Manu Ginobili. They have basketball in their roots too. 2-0 teams here in group play and extending over to the Pan American Maccabi Games. It's really interesting, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. And like we said before, this could be a preview of the gold medal game once playoffs begin tomorrow. So could be seeing these two teams match up again if they advance that far.
A lot of historical significance between these two countries, at least basketball-wise. Over on the wing, Felipe. Open 3, but no. That's been another struggle for Argentina. Just can't hit their threes here. Gordon ahead of steam, flying in, and it will draw the foul. How about that? Sam Gordon, fresh off the bench. Fresh legs, right?
Got some energy. Got to use it. Make it happen.
Sam Gordon played with Michael Gardner at Johns Hopkins. They crossed paths a little bit there. And now 30 years old, excuse me. And he also works at Overtime Sports with Mikey Kaufman. So you see the thread, it's overlapping a little bit. Gordon with the free throw. He's got 5 points now in the game.
You could say it's just another day in the office for these guys.
Absolutely. A lot of them working at tech companies. Basketball journeys, though, still continuing, though. Here with Maccabi. Gordon running, can't finish. An Argentinian on the ground and a foul.
Haven't seen a pass like that too often. Just trying to get that one at the low post and going all the way from about half court with that.
They do it in different ways. That time a little bit feisty on the fast break for the U.S. Brandon takes a breath and hits the three.
That's got to feel good for Brandon. We know he's been frustrated with some of these layups that haven't gone in. It's got to feel good to hit the long one.
He's had his moments, and he has another moment. Picks the pocket of Rabar and finishes. 5 straight points here from Slide and Brandon, the small forward. Try to create a trap and generate some steals. Inside Gordon, the finish. Good find from Mikey Kaufman. Up top here, and it's stolen away. Mikey Gardner got the layup.
I feel like Argentina has slowed down the pace here a little bit, and that time around I think they might have just fallen asleep and Gardner able to pick his pockets.
Gardner, again, a decorated player out of Johns Hopkins. 3 ball off the mark again. This time an offensive rebound and a fresh 14. Gonzalo backing down and finishing. Showing some of that physicality that we saw in that first quarter. Kaufman, he wants to go one-on-one. Instead, finds Gardner. Brandon a drive, collected himself, and tips it back up and in. (62-39) U.S. With the left, Sam Gordon off the mark, but again, going to the free throw line.
And Gordon's been able to draw the foul a couple of times.
Really trying to make the most of his minutes off the bench. Seen him be really assertive driving to the basket. Off the back rim from Gordon right there. And while he works with Mikey Kaufman at Overtime Sports, he also plays in some New York City outdoor leagues with Michael Gardner. So again, some of these guys' stories overlapping. They've met each other beforehand. And it's all coming together here. Gordon again, flashing the speed, can't finish. Kaufman wanted the putback slam. Couldn't gather it in. We wanted to see that vert show up right there. We almost got a highlight play.
Well, he goes up to get that rebound.
That was high up off the glass. Kaufman gliding, drops it off Gordon. Mikey Kaufman showing the point guard skills here, finding his man from overtime. The overtime connection is alive and well here, Ethan.
I don't think this game's going to overtime, though.
No, definitely not. It'll stay with Argentina off the loose ball. We'll get some substitutions here for the U.S. as Matt Chodish checks into the game. Chodish for the first time here tonight.
Yeah, Chodish out of California.
As Kaufman, we saw the play again, showing off the point guard unselfishness and a timeout on the floor with 64-39 lead for the U.S.
I think we can start to see we can expect to see Sheckman start to mix in some other guys, maybe get his regulars some rest with the margin of victory growing here against Argentina.
Definitely. You got some guys like Chadish, who has barely played, Daniel Weiss with some spot minutes in that first half. So now is a time to really experiment with who you have on your roster.
Some guys like Chadish in there. And
directing that offense again, he wanted to see them limit the paint by Argentina, and he's done that. They wanted to handle the Argentinian physicality. They've done that, and they've also evolved offensively. So all the three keys that we hit on in the beginning, the U.S. has succeeded them, and they're doing really well here in a groove, and now it's time to see what you got from the rest of the roster.
Indeed. Let's see what they can do. You mentioned evolving offensively, but they've also evolved defensively, Jonah. I think that they've been able to really contain a lot of Argentina's biggest guys today, including Federico.
This open men's basketball game between the U.S. and Argentina is brought to you by Evolution Health Group. Evolution Health Group, we have evolved. Back in the action here off the loose ball, and a three-pointer. That is Stalowick's Felipe connecting. So Argentina, fresh off the timeout, get a bucket. And while the score still lopsided, down by 22, they'll try to make a run as we come down to the waning stages of this third quarter. They kick it out. Gardner, 2 on the shot clock. Step backs, fires, and hits. Michael Gardner with a hand in his face, doesn't matter.
How about that? Making it happen, stepping back and swishing that one.
He's got a smooth stroke. Kick it, and that's a three-pointer. The net is a little bit off, but it doesn't matter for Felipe.
Both nets, actually, if you look.
Yeah. We got to get this fixed here at CSAB. Iman Rabar. Chadish gets bumps, no foul. Rabar, a three, and it goes in with the net all awkward. It still goes. It doesn't matter for Iman Rabar out of Los Angeles. That time, no, doesn't connect. Felipe, all air. 2.5 now on the clock. Rabar can't put up a shot. And we'll go to the break. We'll go to the end of the third quarter. The U.S. leading 69-45. Michael Gardner again, putting the moves on.
Just look at this. Step back. There it goes. Wow. That's just, he's nice with it, isn't he?
Pure swish, as we like to say, nothing but net. So a 69-45 lead. And we'll go to Sean Irby for a little post-game message.
The U.S. has kept their foot on the gas here in the third quarter, turning an 18-point lead at halftime into a 24-point lead here in the third quarter. The U.S. has done a great job of securing rebounds and pushing the ball in transition, sticking with the game plan of getting paint touches and shooting open shots as they've been able to hold off Argentina. Let's look for them to stick to their game plan and finish things off here in the fourth quarter. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sean. Yep, that third quarter completely controlled by the U.S., and they dominated with those keys. This game between the U.S. and Argentina brought to you by Campus Apartments. Campus Apartments offering students a higher standard of living. As Argentina and the U.S. getting back on the floor here to start the fourth quarter. The U.S. up by 24 here.
Well, I know this seems like a lost cause for Argentina, but hopefully they've been able to glean a lot of information out of this game. And like I said, this could be a gold medal matchup down the line in just a couple of days, so they can come back stronger. They know what to expect. We'll see what happens.
Definitely a wake-up call for sure, saying, hey, this U.S. team, they've got some guys, and they'll have to prepare as they fix the netting, and all set to go for 10 more minutes of action.
Can't get complacent.
Let's see how the U.S. does. Federico still can't hit. He has gone cold since the first quarter. He's got 7 points. So a new lineup for the U.S. here. With a comfortable lead, they trot out Jake Feder as he finds a cutting Chadish, and he'll go to the line. Check that, that's actually Daniel Weiss who'll go to the free throw line. So Jake Feder, Michael Gardner, Iman Rabar, Daniel Weiss, and also Matt Chadish. As we take a look at the U.S. girls team, cheering on their counterparts. The girls in the open division, as we saw before, they handled their opponent. I believe it was Brazil who was playing on the other side of the court, and they crushed them.
It was a 75-41 win, I think.
Perhaps. That's a little comfortable. Inside, they tried to find Diego, and Feder with the foul. Argentina to inbounds. Oh, and it might have gotten away with the travel there was Felipe. Instead, they go around the perimeter. And another whistle, and we'll get another inbounds here. Federico back up top. Jumper, no. And they'll let it go out of bounds. Still, they cannot take the lid off the bucket with those three-pointers. Full court pressure here by Slide and Brandon, not making it easy for Rabar. Chadish stops, pivots, puts it up and in. Pretty move from Matt Chadish out of Monterey, California.
Yeah, nice footwork there from the new guy.
Graduated from Oregon in 2019. Didn't play at Oregon, but played club ball. Still very competitive, of course, at a Pac-12 school. There's a three, and Sebastian connects. Finally, they hit a three-pointer. Rabar, good jab step, a drive, scoop, no, but a foul. So Iman Rabar will go to the line now. Rabar, a business owner, distributor of paint and collision repair materials to auto body shops. But he does have a background in basketball as well, specifically Los Angeles City Section Division II. He was a touted player, and he took his talents to USC after the high school career finished up.
Definitely got a very diverse background in all these guys, don't they?
Absolutely. Led the LA City section in three-pointers in 09, 2010. Everybody really has an interesting background here. As a three ball is off. Chadish, a drive, kick it out. Weiss, fade away, and a good defense right there from Rios Diego. Clamps on Chadish. Argentina, that's something to build off of, right?
Yeah, even though it's late in the game and things aren't looking very good for the Argentina side, the intensity is still there, the hustle still there. You'd like to see that, you know, guys that are going to play a full 4 quarters.
Now let's see if that can translate on the offensive side of things. They've struggled with the three-pointers. Here's another one. No good from Santiago. The U.S., not really a three-point shooting team, but they've been attacking the lane, getting out in transition, and a three-pointer right as I say that, right on cue from Daniel Weiss.
That was a pretty ball movement there. A couple of nifty passes to set up Weiss.
The U.S. in a zone here, daring Argentina to shoot. Federico, kick it. Sebastian Had one a little earlier, wanted a foul there, didn't get it.
I think he should have. Weiss's arm came down on his face.
Chadish inside, Feder, open jumper, yes. Jake Feder now with his second bucket of the game. Federico. Good swing, and a bucket goes right there from Borsuski Santiago. So Argentina up to 50 here with the drive from Santiago.
Nice there. Just getting in there, getting around some guys.
Good ball movement right there from Argentina as well. Santiago can't complete the N1. 27 lead here. Rabar, the handle. Made his man fall, but couldn't complete the play.
Talk about some broken ankles right there.
Yes, indeed. I was waiting to see if you make the $1 million move, you gotta finish.
No.
You gotta finish the playoff, but Iman Rabar couldn't do it there. The pressure laying off here as Rabar with a head of steam on the ground and lost the ball. Turnovers were a problem early on in this game. There's a one as the bucket goes for Kogan Matias. Points off turnovers, nicely done by Argentina. Still Jacob Scheckman rolling out this reserve lineup, seeing what he's got. Chadish. Daniel Weiss from the top. Bounces off and out. So with this unit for Scheckman, struggled a little bit to put points on the board. Inside, Berner Tomas couldn't handle it.
Still good to get the backup guys in the game at this point and get them some playing time.
Definitely. The starting unit was lights out. They really played unselfish basketball. They spread the ball around. Good group of contributors. There's a good move right there from Chadish to put it up and in. Chadish again graduated from Oregon in 2019. In the lane, kick out, good swing. Federico thought about it. We welcome you back here on the Maccabi USA Broadcast Network. We apologize for some of the technical difficulties we faced, but we're back up and running with the U.S. a commanding lead. And
I believe it's 81-56.
Thank you.
That's what I'm rolling with.
It was tough to see the scoreboard from our angle, but 81-56 with 2:49 to go, and there was just a technical foul on one of the Argentinian players, and Iman Rabar to the line. It was a hard foul from Kogan Matias, and for Rabar, he was a little frustrated.
And Jake Feder got in his face just to hold him back from making any more mistakes.
Rabar wanted to charge at Matias, but was held back.
And it was a very physical foul.
Definitely.
Essentially shoved him.
Yeah, both guys were diving for the ball, and he was shoved out of bounds. Not what you want to see. Again, frustration mounting, boiling over at this point for Argentina. A 3-ball as the shot clock expires. That was off the mark from Andrew Bauer, getting some playing time. Bauer attended North Carolina, and a steal. Nice hands from Matt Jodish, but too strong on the pass up ahead. They swing it. 3-pointer, all air right there from Buleka Emiliano. Rabar up ahead. Again, this is the last game of round-robin play for both sides. Tomorrow, we'll kick off semifinals play, and with the win here today, the U.S., they're going to get the 1 seed as Jodish puts it up and in. The U.S. will get the 1 seed. They'll still be undefeated at 3-0, and they're going to likely face the USA 35 team.
Correct, and meanwhile, Argentina will face the Australia group.
Off the mark right there from Bernard Tomas. So still, if you look at the Argentinian perspective, you still got play left. You can still improve, and hopefully this is just a bad day shooting-wise, as Rabar lets it fly and hits the deep 3-pointer. And they're now up by 30.
Well, Argentina and their head coach, Luchanski Javier, hopefully they've learned a lot from this game today. They're going to need it if they make it to the gold medal match, which could be against these very same Americans.
And a travel as Jake Feder to the ground. Looked like he was grabbing his leg. And he'll walk off. Hopefully he's okay. He'll get replaced by Sam Gordon. Jake Feder, they're going to need that bench production. Feder provides it out of Torrance, California. Currently attended Pepperdine, excuse me. Up top, Jodish, Rabar. He's been solid so far. Step back, Jay. He's got back-to-back threes.
Nice there from Rabar, looking good.
He's proving he can be a solid backup point guard for them.
Yeah, you know, if they want to give Bromfeld some rest, they know they can just keep the offensive pace going with him.
Iman Rabar, you got Michael Gardner, Theo Henry, a good mix of guard play. Mikey Kaufman, we didn't even mention him. 15 seconds left, and that'll be the game. They'll let the buzzer run out even as the time is going out. But that'll be it. They call it off. And what a performance by the U.S. 90-56.
Talk about a dominant performance today from the U.S. They have certainly turned out a great performance throughout this tournament. Zach Bromfeld leading the team with 13 points. Obviously, the turnovers were a bit of an issue early on, but we're able to clean up those mistakes and, you know, with some great ball movement as well, make some open shots, and they made it happen today.
Definitely. And for the U.S., it's got to be a really positive sign when you look at their leading scorer against Australia in their last game, Michael Gardner. He had 20 points. He finishes with only 9.
Mic check.
But they win in commanding fashion. that's got to tell you about the group that they have.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see what this team can do, what noise they can make in the playoffs coming up. Semifinals tomorrow, likely against the U.S. 35 Masters team. This team is poised to make a run for gold.
Jacob Scheckman, he's put together a good squad, a good mix of some college ball players, some guys who played club ball and are going off to separate ways, their own careers. But back here, under the Maccabi logo, the Maccabi jersey, he's putting together a good squad, and he's got something working for him.
Yeah, these folks, they come from all over the country, but they're united by, 3 letters, USA.
Absolutely. Scheckman just finishing up a little post-game huddle before we hear from him with our very own Sean Irby.
Hopefully for Argentina, like we said before, they could face the U.S. in the gold medal match if they make it that far. I think this was a learning experience for them, and Leszczynski Javier is going to have to come back to the drawing board and see what they can do to match up against the U.S. coming up. Definitely.
Still a ways to go here at the Pan American Maccabi Games, as the U.S. team taking a photo all together. Michael Gardner, front and center. You got teammates like Michael Gardner and Sam Gordon from Johns Hopkins. You got other guys who have played Division III basketball like Theo Henry and Zach Bromfeld. So those really lead the way, and interesting stories surround the group like Mikey Kaufman and Jake Fetter, and even a late addition like Daniel Weiss gets picked up. Only plays pickup ball in New York, but he gets added to the roster late, and together they form a pretty good unit.
I think that's the magic of the Maccabi Games a little bit, and all united, not just by the USA, but their Judaism as well. That's one of the most important things that we've been constantly reminded of. This is great, just knowing our identities and being able to share that together.
It truly is more than just basketball. That's the power of the Pan American Maccabi Games, and I'm sure this group of older men, we have broadcasted the 18U, the 16U, but they're understanding the power of this. And for more on this win, let's send it over to Sean Irby with Jacob Scheckman.
I'm here with the U.S.'s head coach, Jacob Scheckman. Coach, in preparation for this game, you really want to put an emphasis on being able to handle Argentina's physicality. How do you think you guys did with that today?
I thought we did pretty well with that. I thought we handled their physicality. We rebounded and defended well. Offensively, I thought we over-dribbled a little bit. So I think we definitely still have some cleaning up to do before the medal round.
How confident are you moving forward into the next rounds?
Look, we got the 1 seed. That's what we wanted, but tomorrow's a new day. Our goal was to get better every day. We got room to improve.
A complete full quarters. Your guys really put on a show today. Good job coaching and good job for your team. Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate that.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sean. We appreciate that post-game message from Coach Jacob Scheckman. Now, they really cleaned up some of the things, but he's still not happy. He wants to see improvement for every game moving forward. But again, the 1 seed, they achieved the job.
They got what they wanted for sure, and I like that message from Coach Scheckman. They're not going to get complacent. They know what they're after. They want to go home with gold, and I think this is a group that is poised to make that happen, Jonah.
So they'll try to make it happen. They got a ways to go. The semifinals will get underway soon, as they'll be the number 1 seed and hope to capture the gold. But we want to thank you for joining us here on this basketball day of action. For Ethan Ibe, my name is Jonah Krell, signing off. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.